Hello and welcome back to Go Mania with me, Cam. I hope you're all doing well. I'm back with another video, and I know I've not done a video probably over a week or something, nearly 2 weeks. But I'm back now. Life's just been very busy, Christmas, etc. I hope you all had a great Christmas as well, and I hope you all have a happy new year as well as we're approaching 2018. But I'm back, and here are my thoughts on this week's Raw and Smackdown Live. So let's talk about the main points from Raw and Smackdown, shall we? I'm going to start off with Elias. Now, I'm not going to go straight. I'm going to talk about some short points about each main topic from Raw and Smackdown Live. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but basically Elias and John Cena came out. John Cena returned, and he interrupted Elias and his glorious guitar playing. I'm a big fan of Elias. I really do like him, and I hope they push him. WWE #push Elias. But John Cena interrupted him, and Elias attacked him, and then it ended up going to a match, which John Cena won, which I was annoyed about, but I expected it to go John Cena's way. But they need to push Elias. He is so talented, and he deserves so much. Hideo Itami from NXT. I think this is his second appearance on the main roster now. His first helping Finn Balor being attacked by the Miz Taraj, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas. Some people are not particularly happy. I think he's been very unfortunate with injuries, Hideo, and I do like him. And the GTS, the go to sleep move, which he made, reminds everybody of CM Punk, and it could be banned. I've heard there's a rumor it could be banned, and the reason I brought this up is because he had a match this Monday against Brian Kendrick. I think it was 2-0. And he broke Brian Kendrick's nose. I'm a big fan of Brian Kendrick, more a fan of Brian Kendrick than Hideo Itami. And it looks like the GTS move, the go to sleep move, could be banned. So Hideo, it's just like Randy Orton's. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's when it kicks in the stomach and he goes into the corner and just runs up to and kicks. So that's been banned, along with the curb stomp of Seth Rollins a few years ago. That was banned as well, which was annoying, but I can understand because of safety and stuff. But I just love those moves. I just love them, and this could be banned as well. The GTS, which is a shame. But I don't know if Punk had any issues with his opponents, if he damaged them, or this basically knees to faces. Next up, we have got Absolution, the team consisting of Paige, Mandy, and Sonya. They've been kind of dominating Raw since they've appeared, and we've had some of the heels like Alexa and Nia Jax team up with Sasha, Bayley, and Mickey, and others like that, Alicia Fox, to go against them. You see that it reminds you of the Shield, back in their day, 2012. When they first appeared in the first few months, and a lot of the main roster were fighting back against them and stuff, so they're doing something like that. Absolution won the match. It was Paige did the Rampage move on Bayley, and they won the match. It was the team of Sasha, Mickey, and Bayley against Sonya, Mandy, and Paige. I can see these three going far. We have got the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, and the Money in the Bank. We had the first ever a few months ago, the first ever Women's Money in the Bank. So hopefully, no surprise appearances from a certain somebody who got released, James Ellsworth. Imagine if that happened. James Ellsworth suddenly reappears, returns back to the WWE next month. Imagine that. I hope not. He really screwed that up on Money in the Bank, and I found it funny what he did, and I love Carmella, and I wanted to win it, but I thought that was a bit wrong. That what they did, the script of WWE. Asuka wants the Raw Women's title. Her and Alexa Bliss had a bit of a confrontation in the ring, and basically ended up, Asuka kind of kicking Alexa Bliss on the back of the head. It looked like a bit of a heel sort of move you're looking at there. It always makes me think Asuka's going to turn a heel, what she's doing, and could we see sooner Alexa Bliss face? And I don't know, but it's, she's going to be in the Royal Rumble as well, Asuka, and she's very talented. She's very talented. I've seen her in NXT, and I wouldn't mind to see her as the new Raw Women's Champ. It'd be good. I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble, both men and women's. It's going to be really interesting. This should have happened years ago, the women's one. It should have happened same with the Money in the Bank. There should have been a women's Money in the Bank years ago, and same with Royal Rumble. I don't know why they didn't do that years ago, but they've done it now. But thank God it's appeared all in one year. So, the announcement of it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Could Ronda Rousey, UFC, MMA, I'm not an expert as you all know. She signed with the WWE. Could she make a surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble, and the Women's Royal Rumble? I mean, there's a few names you could think of. Could AJ Lee return? I very much doubt that. She could stick by Punk's side, not return. Imagine if both of them returned that night, both in the Royal Rumble, the men's and the women's. Imagine that'd be something. I mean, I can't see AJ Lee returning. Could one of the Bella twins return? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to watching it. And I'm not sure what Ronda Rousey is like at wrestling. It's going to be interesting to see if she can make it in WWE, but we shall see. Finally, Woken Matt Hardy is here. Now, I know he did one or two promos with Bray Wyatt in the last 2 weeks, but he has made an appearance. He's been in the ring with his new attire, new gimmick, the Woken gimmick. It's great to see that Bray Wyatt came to the ring in his entrance. It was all dark as usual in his entrance. He had the lantern and everything, and all of a sudden the crowd's like roaring, something like that, something's happening, and it was Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy. The lights turn on and just attacks Bray Wyatt from behind, and you could see he like the woken gimmick in him, and it was great to see. And it just ended with Bray back where the entrance is, where the wrestlers come out, up the ramp, and Matt was still in the ring, and he was just basically going like that, I didn't say anything. He was just doing that woken broken sort of laugh, and Bray's looking like, what the hell's going on? And it kind of gives a look like, okay. It was really funny to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This could be leading to next pay-per-view. I think it's Royal Rumble. I can't remember. They took one away. I can't remember if they did or not. But they need to have a match. I'm looking forward to it. I want to hear the entrance music. I think I heard it. Was it at the Madison Square Garden? The arena there. He came out. There was like a match between them just recently, and he came out to like a piano or something like that, which is what he had in TNA. So that's going to be interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to this because it's like a dream match. This woken Matt Hardy, I've got a habit of saying broken instead of woken, against the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. This is going to be so amazing to watch. Both great on the mic. I'm looking forward to it. Hang on just for a minute. Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, the new Raw Tag Team Champs. Really? Really? Right, we all know Dean Ambrose recently, was it last week, got injured, which I was gutted about. I don't want any of the Shield members to get injured. And for some reason, you have Jason Jordan team up with Seth Rollins to go against the Bar, consisting of Cesaro and Sheamus, for the Raw Tag Team titles. And I was like, are you serious? So, no Dino, but you put Jason Jordan in. Listen, I've lost interest, in Jason Jordan. I can't cheer him on. I don't know. It's being a singles competitor. I can't. But put him as Raw Tag Team Champ with Seth Rollins, it's even more weirder than having Cesaro and Sheamus. And I thought that was a weird tag team. But having this as a tag team, especially tag team champs, Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, it's like having Chad Gable and Dean Ambrose. I mean, I'm shaking my head with that, but I'm happy to see the Bar not tag team champs anymore. But seeing Rollins as a tag team champ, but without Dean Ambrose by his side with the same belt, it's not the same. It's not the same, and I'm not particularly happy about that. But it's happened. Right, on to SmackDown Live now. We're going to start off with a match, with the competitors being the team of Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable against Rusev Day, and Aiden English against two of the three of the New Day. And the winner will go on to face the current SmackDown Tag Team Champs, the Usos. The winners were Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Good match. I'm glad it wasn't the New Day. I love the New Day, but I feel somebody else needs to be given a chance now. I was happy with Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable picking up the win, but I would have loved Rusev and Aiden English being given a chance. It was a weird team, as I've said in the past, but I would have loved them. They're so entertaining to watch. There's a great chemistry about them. It works well. And I remember he did a double powerbomb from the middle rope, from the second rope. Rusev, Aiden English was on the top rope, and you had he did the double powerbomb on Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Rusev did that, and then who did Aiden English did the splash on them. It was on Chad Gable. I can't remember if it was Chad Gable or Shelton Benjamin. But as they go into the match, later in the match, they didn't win, which was good to the bout. It was actually Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin who will face the Usos. That's going to be a good match. And I can actually see new tag team champs. And I love to see that. I love the Usos. I can't tell the face or a heel at the moment. For the last few months, they've been like being a face and they're being a heel, and I can't tell. It's like they want to stay faces, but they're being forced to be heels. But whatever. I love the Usos, but I love to see new tag team champs and see how they get on. Has Dolph Ziggler left the WWE? Now, what we saw last week, not this SmackDown, but the SmackDown Live before, we saw the new champ, Dolph Ziggler, who beat Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode to become the new US champ. He came out and he acted like he was going and he was not respecting. There was news about him before he became champ. He wanted to leave, and if it wasn't going to be given the chance that he was given, I thought this was going to be a real big turning point for him. And for some reason, he put the belt on the ground in the middle of the ring, and he just walked out. And people were saying, "Oh, this is a big plan to introduce the week after." Well, this week, people were saying straight away on Twitter to introduce the new US title, new style, and the people put out pictures of what it could look like, leaked photos, but it wasn't to be. It wasn't that. It was still the same title. This SmackDown Live, and the news came out. Daniel Bryan was part of the story. He'd been trying to get in contact with Dolph, no answer. So they're holding a tournament now and made the title vacant. And so we saw the first round of Jinder Mahal against Ty Dillinger. Jinder Mahal won and progresses to the next round, which I was gutted about. I mean, come on. Jinder Mahal has had so many chances, with being champ as well. Can we not just? Ty Dillinger is so talented. He's much more talented than Jinder Mahal, and you know what I mean. I just see Ty Dillinger going now. It's all the talented ones that are going. The extremely talented ones. It's an absolute piss take. It really is. And then we had another one, Bobby Roode defeating Baron Corbin, the former US champ, which I was happy about to see. But Ty Dillinger, they should have had him win that. I mean, this is what's annoying about WWE. It's an absolute piss take, and we all know that. I think there's news about Rockstar Spud as well. Should be making his debut soon. I don't know when he's making his debut. Rockstar Spud, the former TNA star. News about him going on Raw, 205 Live. We shall see where he ends up, but still to make his debut in WWE. But I just think it sucks now. Just watching WWE, I mean, it's annoying to watch. There's so many decisions in it, so many matches, and I don't know, it's just to piss us fans off. It really is. And I think I'm watching, whatever it's called now, it used to be called TNA, but I keep watching that more. Watch Ring of Honor as well. Enjoy that more as well. I've been starting watching New Japan as well. I mean, they're, in my opinion, much better than WWE. I mean, it's really, really, in my opinion, really, it's disappearing now. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't know. I can see why stars like Cody Rhodes, and just looking at him now, he's fantastic. Cody Rhodes is. I just want to see him wrestle. So if any shows or any, come here in the UK, I want to see him. I mean, I'm a big fan of Cody. Really am. I love his theme song he's had for the last few months, last year or so. You know what I mean? So Breezango and the Bludgeon Brothers had another match, a rematch. The Ascension saved Breezango. They've been like quite pally with each other with this detective stuff going on. We saw on our screens. So they came out, saved Breezango, Fandango, and Tyler Breeze, and then backstage talking to whoever was interviewing them, talking on their behalf. The Ascension said that Breezango will fight them again. We're gonna, support them. They can do it. They can beat them. And they're acting like, they were saying like, oh, Breezango are our best friends. I've got a feeling the Ascension are just, teasing us. And they're going to turn on Breezango. I can see it. It's obvious. The way they're talking stuff, I can see it. That the Ascension are going to turn on Breezango. I mean, they've not been given the chances since they come up from NXT. Was it 2 years ago? Something like that. I mean, a few years ago. And they've not been given the chances. They've messed them about as well. They're talented. Right, one more thing. Before we finish this all off, I want to talk a bit about NXT. Now, I want to say, get Aleister Black to the main roster, either on Raw or SmackDown Live. That guy is so talented. He was in a match against Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Johnny Gargano, but he is so talented, Aleister Black. Please get into the main roster. I just love his fighting style, the kicks and everything. I mean, he needs to come. He is so entertaining to watch, and I'd love to see him. I think he was on WWE Main Event. Is that what they call it? Or Superstars Main Event? That's usually before Raw Smackdown. And it was quite a few months ago, and he went up against Kurt Hawkins. Obviously won. Aleister Black won. But he needs to come up. Big fan of him. He needs to come up. Just before I finish as well, I was thinking this. I was playing WWE 2K18, and I was playing as Aleister Black against Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson in his corner. And I was thinking, if they made the Bullet Club or the Club, whatever they call it, if they imagine this, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and what about, I know people saying Adam Cole, we could have him as well, But imagine the big group this would be. I can't remember who the other two are. I can't remember who were by Adam Cole's side. But imagine Aleister Black in that as well. I know it sounds a bit weird, but imagine that. Aleister Black joins the club, the Bullet Club. I think he'll fit straight in. I think he's got that look about him. I think I think that will work for him. I think it will. That's if I was the writer for WWE, I would do that. I think that would be amazing. I would, honestly. Right, guys, those are my thoughts from this week's Raw, SmackDown Live, and a bit of NXT as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to G.O.A.T Mania and become the greatest of all time. I've been your host, Calvin, and I shall see you next video. Bye bye.